Brett Hirsch here, the founder of the 5 Pillars of Business Success. And I'd like to speak with you just for a few moments on how to grow your business by investing your minutes. This is part of Pillar 4, Manage Systems, Lead People. And a lot of Pillar 4, we discuss systems, and really systems are really about time management and helping you invest your precious asset, your most precious asset called time. As you see, time is your most valuable asset. How you use your minutes is what determines the future of your business. And the smaller your business, the less minutes you have overall, and that makes each minute that much more important and is absolutely essential to invest your minutes so you can create momentum and growth. I think of invested minutes like investing in a high yield mutual fund. At some point, the compounding effect takes over and you really start building momentum and growing your business. But you don't make the initial investment, you don't make the investment of those minutes, you're really sacrificing a lot. So much that you may not realize that wasted minutes, or uninvested minutes rather, are really the greatest expense to your business. And it's not measured because there's really no way to track it. It's really what we call opportunity cost. It's what you gave up to get what you got, is what we say in economics. It's the true cost of those uninvested minutes. So if you want to grow your business, invest your minutes. Don't spend and don't waste your minutes. So you have basically 3 uses of time. One is you can invest your minutes, you can expense your minutes, or you can waste your minutes. Let's discuss the difference here. Invested minutes. Invested minutes follow the golden rule of business success. And that basically means you're going to use your minutes to do one of 2 things. You're going to use it to make a customer happy. And what that means is you're going to directly provide a product or service to that customer. And you're also going to utilize those minutes to create a profitable, positive experience for your customers. And that's really Pillar 2, customer experience. Also, minutes used to make current customers happy or to get new customers. And that means directly engaging prospects. Also utilizing gatekeepers and strategic alliances will be another example of how to follow the golden rule of business. Make current customers happy, get new customers. We don't really have time to discuss gatekeepers and strategic alliances right now. Check back, we'll do that later. All right, expense minutes, on the other hand, versus invested minutes. Expense minutes are necessary, but they're not investments. What that means is they are minutes that are not spent making current customers happy or getting a new customer, but they're necessary. It's what I call time overhead. That really can be like the administrative activities that you must get done. If you're a business owner, you know how much time you spend, taking care of administrative items, red tape, activities that do not directly generate cash flow. They must get done as a consequence. A telltale sign of an expense item is really if you have to get it done, and if you don't, there's going to be a price to pay later. So that price might be, I use the example of sales tax sometimes. You put off paying your sales tax long enough or paying your payroll taxes long enough because it's just a headache, not that you don't have the money. Hopefully you do have the money. But just because of the red tape involved in it, you're going to find that it's a big crisis at your doorstep when you find knocking on your door, some revenue officers from the tax department. That will really distract you from making current customers happy and getting new customers. So that's the way you can tell what an expense item is. The goal here is to take expense items and you either want to streamline them, we develop systems around them to get the same amount done in a fraction of the time, or you delegate them. You hire them out. You'll find that many of these expense items are better handled by somebody who may have a professional expertise in that area. So you probably want to hire out some of those so you can focus on what's really important, invested minutes. Wasted minutes, the bane of business. These are minutes that are not invested and they're not expense items. So, and these can be very deceptive because a lot of times you get to the end of the day, you may find that you wasted half your day, but you're going to feel, you may not know it because you felt busy all day. You've been engaged with people. You've been doing things. You're tired at the end of the day. You may find it's the difference between being busy and being productive is a good analogy. Well, it's a good way to phrase it. It's probably not an analogy. But busy, tired at the end of the day, it's deceptive. You feel like you're getting something done. It's like being in crisis mode. Crisis is addictive. And this is going to be many phone calls, emails, conversations, meetings, many things you do during the day that are neither an expense, and we decided what an expense was, or an investment. Those are going to be wasted. What you want to do with those, you want to stop. Stop it. Sometimes it's very hard to do. All right, so how are we going to, let's finalize this thing here. How are we going to help you make the most of your limited minutes with our Minute Makeover? All right, first I want you to know what's at stake. I want you to realize that the silent killer of success is uninvested minutes. Look at this here. 1 hour a day is 20 hours per month. That's 240 hours a year. If you're spending on expense items and wasted items, you probably spend a lot more than that actually once you start tracking your time. But that is 30 work days a year that you did not use making money, maybe making current customers happy. That's what pays the bills, or getting new customers, growing your business. That's a lot of time. Step number 2, you have to know what's at stake and how important this is. I want you to start tracking your minutes. Go 1 week to start. Just start doing it. Be very intentional about it. Don't change your behavior at this point. I want you to put all activities. I want you to start tracking your minutes just like a timesheet. Put all activities, all your minutes into 1 of 3 columns: invested, expensed, or wasted. At the end of the week, I want you to total it up. Your mind is going to be blown by the amount of time you're an expense item, spending, wasting on expense item or wasted items, and how few you're actually investing. You'll do it. You'll see. All right. Step 3, maximize your invested minutes. I want you to continue tracking your minutes. I want you to do it to the point where it becomes a habit. That may take 3 to 6 weeks, but be very intentional. Continue to be very intentional about it. I want you to stop waste activities. The quickest way to get new minutes to invest is to stop the waste activities. That's really just say no. Just say no. Learn that word, N-O. And I want you to reinvest the minutes in investment activities. Also, this will take a little bit more time, but items that you have identified as expense activities, I want you to really start working to streamline those activities, form systems around them to make less time. Hopefully those systems you can then hand off to somebody else once you create them. Some of those items are better off delegated, as we said earlier. And then take each minute, reinvest it. We're not talking about working more hours. We're taking the time you're already spending and reinvesting it. No excuses here, because when you talk about delegating, oftentimes you hear folks, they don't have the time or money to go through this process. They don't have the time to streamline processes, and they don't have the money to delegate. That is circular logic. Once you do this for a few weeks or a few months, you're going to see that reap the rewards of your invested minutes. You're going to see how it really paid off. Once this is done, once you have it done, and you internalize this process yourself, I want you to start to teach it to others. Start teaching it to others in your organization, but don't do it until you've done it yourself. And folks reap the rewards of how you are very focused on making current customers happy and getting new customers. Then make it part of your culture imperative, meaning the way your organization does things. That's it for investing your minutes to grow your business, or grow your business by investing your minutes. I hope to see you back here again at the 5 Pillars of Business Success.